Welcome to SVU 408D Entrepreneurship. My name is Felicia Frida and Aqua. We'll be looking at managing a small business. We'll be concluding on this in Unit 5 with this session 6. We're going to look at the place and promotion strategies needed. By the end of the session, you should be able to give the meaning and the role of place, describe the various channels of distribution, describe the various distribution intermediaries, and explain the nature and importance of promotion of small business firms, as well as describe the different methods of promotion as well. So when we're looking at place is actually looking at how to get the goods to the marketplace. It's all about what letting the goods or service reach the final consumer or the buyer at the marketplace. And so it involves what the activity of what movement of goods from one point of to the point of consumer purchase, provides price utility, which is affected by the market channel of distribution. A channel of distribution is looking at what the path that the good or service and their titles take in moving from the producer to the buyer or the consumer. So when we're looking at place, all that we're looking at is how to get the product you have, whether it's a good or service, to your final consumer. And so it could look at issues like your distribution channel. You could look at even your intermediaries like your wholesalers, retailers. It can even be that the location you're having your business or the item for them to come and pick up at the factory or at your source or where you are producing. And so that is what place actually looks out for. And so when I'm looking at place, like I was talking about the channel of distribution, looking at how to get it from the producer to the consumer. And sometimes you may have to look at direct to end users. So like direct sales, retail and specialist outlets, mail orders, multi-level marketing, these are direct. These days we see a lot of direct to end users from most businesses. So if they are producing, they have delivery people which move them straight from their factory to wherever you are. That is direct to end user. Then you have distribution through intermediaries. Direct to end users can also mean they can come to your shop and they come and get it there and they go. Then sometimes you can use distribution intermediaries like your wholesalers or your dealers, your agents, your distributors, mail order companies or special outlets. These can also help you in your reaching to your customers. So we've seen companies like Coca-Cola and Co, Gasem and Co, who have wholesalers, and then they also have people who go and buy small amounts, and they also help with the distributors. And we have the retail agents who sell individual to the final consumers as well. So these are all ways of what reaching your consumers. We all can't go to Coca-Cola company and say I'm buying a bottle of Coca-Cola. It won't work. So they have distributors who move it towards the wholesalers, and the wholesalers also sell it to the retailers who help us get our bottle of Coca-Cola to drink as well. So the choice of channel you use, we have to consider one, the customer, because all the things we are doing is to satisfy the need of this customer, give value to this customer. So you need to know how to reach your customer. Which one is more effective? Is it coming to your site, which is more effective, or they're going to a wholesaler and retailer, or you doing direct sales to them, which is the most? Then you need to look at the product in question. Some products like food, you realize that it is very hard to have food businesses which have wholesale and retail, especially when it comes to the fast food. You want to do direct because food is about trust. You can't really put it under someone. What if someone poisons it or something? And so you see a lot of them, even KFC and Co, they have their own direct delivery thing. You either pick it from their shop, or you could just do a drive-in and pick it, or they have their own delivery people who also help you. Sometimes the amount of money you have is also going to determine, because having your own distribution and all those ones is money, because the distribution tracks and outlets and things is all about capital intensive. And so if you don't have that money, you cannot do that kind of business. And the objectives you have, the goals you have, what you have to achieve is also going to determine or define the type of channel you go in for. And promotion is about making what existing customers and potential customers would know about your product, informing them about it. And we're saying that when we are doing promotion, we want to not just inform, but we want to persuade them to actually buy the thing. So it's not about making noise, I'm doing promotion, I'm doing promotion. If you are doing promotion and I'm not buying, then it is still not what effective in there. So an organizational total marketing communication program is actually what we call the promotional mix. How we're going to communicate to those people. We have X products, Y products, which is going to be very useful to you. So generally there are the personal and impersonal as well as implied form of what communication in the marketplace. So let's see what personal methods includes. Personal methods are direct selling, retail selling, telephone selling, exhibitions, and trade shows. Those ones you realize that it is the producer or the manufacturer who is still the one who is what doing it. There's no indirect person or there's no intermediary or something. So when it comes to the personal selling, you dealing directly with what the end users. And most of them, depending on the type of customers you're working on, we said your money and all those ones is also going to determine the method you're going to go with. Then we have the impersonal, where the people factor is reduced. And so when you do media advertisements on radio, TV, and co, these ones you realize that the people factor is no longer there. It is impersonal. So it's more from this radio, TV, advertisement, directories, trade listing, and all those ones. You can even do mails. So you can email them that we have this product, blah 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 about this. If you want it, you can reach us on this. You can also do the direct mail, which is also impersonal form of promotion. You can also do press releases or do leaflets and brochures to just sell out more about what your product. And sometimes you have the implied method of communication. So these strategies emerge from what a pattern of the small business activities which is perceived by the consumers or the customers. So an impression of a small firm is given by a letterhead, the signage on a shop or a delivery van, the answering of telephone calls, the style of leaflets of the advertisement, the tone of its lectures, the decor of its premise, as well as the words how the customer is served. All of this, you are telling them something. And so it is very wrong for you to just do business and then you don't look at all these factors. Your letterhead is just shabby. The way people come there, your signage, you are saying go left, but meanwhile the building is at the right. You are implying how serious you are or how ready you are for business, and you are not. People pick the telephone, they have grievances or issues, and you talk to them anyhow, like you don't care, like they don't matter to you. You are communicating something to them. And so all these things are what implied methods of communication. Unfortunately, a lot of us pay more attention to the impersonal ones because we've paid for it, and the personal ones because there are lots of effort and time going in there. But the impersonal, sometimes we forget and we lose track of them, and so we do them just anyhow. And these also have what rippling effects on your business. And so to sum up, we have learned that distribution or place is all about what's the movement of the good from the producer to the customers. And we looked at the various distribution intermediaries and channels, and we ended our discussion on what promotion, and we looked at the various forms that it could be personal, it could be impersonal, and it can even be what implied in there. Thank you for your attention.